Are you ready for some New York Jets football? What is going on? We are back after the bye week. My name is Matt O'Leary. I'll be hanging out with you for the next hour or so as we get you ready for a New York City rivalry matchup. The New York Jets are taking on the New York Giants, technically a Giants home game, which, to be honest with you, I'm happy about. I'll explain why. You might be like, well, wouldn't you want like the Jets colors to be out there and like, the Jets season ticket holders to be there? And I hear that side of the argument. But if this technically counts as one of your road games, like this is as close to a home game as you could possibly have as a road team. And I just think that makes life so much easier for you because you're not traveling, you're not flying across the country, you sleep in your own bed, and I get it. It's got to be a little bit weird that for the players who are, reporting that it's not, technically a home game for you, but still, as I said, about as close to humanly possible as a road game for being a home game. So I'm excited for it. Jets are, slight favorites here, 3-point favorites on the road. I keep saying on the road in air quotes, but a little rainy day in New York and New Jersey. So I would expect a heavy dosage of both Breece Hall and Saquon Barkley, which I think, when both offenses really get going, that's the goal. That's what they want to do offensively. Both teams, are playing their backup quarterback, Zach Wilson and Tyrod Taylor, and they both are going to not want them to lose the game. And, I think both Zach and Tyrod have done a good job of not turning the ball over a ton recently. So, they'll have to throw, I'm going to guess somewhere between 25 and 30 times each in this game. But I'm pumped up about it. I appreciate you all for coming in and watching with me and watching this, pregame with me. Um, we will start with the actives and inactives, right? I love this. A little early for us. Usually it's a little bit further into the show. But I'm going to pull up actives and inactives because good news, Jason Brownlee is making his debut today. It says rookie wide receiver Jason Brownlee is set to make his Jets debut. I was a huge fan of him during OTAs and training camp in the preseason. So very excited for our guy, Jason Brownlee. So here's a look at the inactives. Not a crazy surprise for a lot of them. Izzy Abanikanda is still inactive. Randall Cobb and Irv Charles are inactives. Now, Randall Cobb is health related. I'm sure if he was healthy enough to play, the Jets would have played him. And same with Irv Charles because of how good he's been on special teams. So Malik Taylor is also expected to play. And I would imagine that he's going to have a very big impact on special teams. No Joe Tippmann, which is unfortunate. I love rookie Joe Tippmann. I think he's had a really solid season so far this year. Zaire Barnes, Carl Lawson. The Jets are trying to trade Carl Lawson, so playing him in this game would make absolutely zero sense. A part of me, like a smidge of me, is a little surprised that Dalvin Cook isn't inactive because of the trade rumors. But during the week, if you listen to what Robert Saleh was saying about both just this whole situation and specifically Dalvin Cook and Izzy Abanikanda, that Izzy is still trying to carve out a role on special teams and is still learning pass protection. So if he's not ready to go in the pass pro department, I would have a hard time, seeing them putting him on the field because then that pretty much tells your opponents like, hey, this is going to be a run play. He's not staying in and pass protecting here. So I'm definitely excited to see some Jason Brownlee, a big body receiver in the red zone. The Jets have really struggled in the red zone so far this year. And we'll see what happens there. I am amped up and excited for it. Okay. A couple things. That's not where I was expecting to start, by the way. I was expecting to start with this. So I'm going to switch tabs and then pull this back up. So Aaron Rodgers in the building. Things you love to see. He's walking still a little gingerly, but it feels like he's getting better and better each week, right? But the big storyline is Aaron Rodgers once again out on the field tossing the pigskin around. Things you just love to see. I'm gonna queue up that video. That's why I'm back to me, you don't need to see the behind the scenes, but okay, here we go. Aaron Rodgers dropping back and throwing, like, what? Dropping back like that to throw the football too. It's not just stand and throw. He's getting into a little bit of a drop back and flicking his wrist. I absolutely love to see the flick of the wrist from Aaron Rodgers. That's his signature. As you see Zach Wilson go running into the frame, both guys out there throwing the ball pregame. But I can't get enough of watching Aaron Rodgers throw the football around. He's trying to make a comeback this year. And every time he goes out there and throws, it looks like he is further and further along. I do think he is making a comeback this year. I think he gets in. My guess is going to be Christmas Eve against Washington is going to be my guess for a return. I know that we have, like, look at the first comment is stop it, just stop. Like, people are out on, getting Rodgers back out there. And obviously, I love that the flick of the wrist there. Obviously, the Jets have to stay in it in order for that to make sense, right? Like, the Jets have to stay relevant and stay involved in the playoff chase in order for you to bring Aaron Rodgers back this season. But I think the schedule sets up that way, and it starts today. You got to take care of business today against the New York Giants. But for me, I do think that there's a path for a return for Aaron Rodgers. As crazy as that may sound, right? Like, would have never ever guessed that. It seems like there's a real path to him coming back. So we'll get into some of your comments. I'll drop in a little bit. I will drop the links to get you guys to join the show, but I want to get rolling first with some comments first. Yoshi says, wow, no Cobb or Lawson today. Yeah, Cobb, injury wise, he was banged up during the week. Not crazy surprising. And as for Carl Lawson, they're shopping him. I know Diana Rossini tweeted out earlier today. She's now with The Athletic. She tweeted out that the Jets haven't received a ton of calls on either of those guys. The worst kept secret in the NFL is the Browns and the Raiders have interest in Carl Lawson. So my guess is he is traded to either of those two spots for a late round pick. I know we talked about on the channel a Carl Lawson for Hunter Renfrow swap. I think that's something that could happen. And it felt like for a little bit that it could have been something that could happen. But my guess is going to be that it's like, I don't know, a 5th or a 6th round pick for Carl Lawson. That would be my guess. And Dalvin, I'm up in the air if they actually move him or not. I am team trade Dalvin Cook, but the Jets clearly like Dalvin. Robert Saleh has spoken highly on him, and who knows, maybe he gets a little bit more of a role. C-Train chimes in and says, love the channel, Matt. Thank you. Never actually watched you on live before. Well, welcome. We do pregame live shows before the Jets game. Everyone goes post-game live, and I get it. I myself have done post-game lives before. I prefer to just do like the video breakdowns. So I switch it up. I go live pregame to get us all prepped for this one. It should be a good one. Indy Jets is hanging out with us. What's up? He says, good morning, Jets fan. How are you doing? Yoshi says Evan Neal and Andrew Thomas are out. Yeah, that's not too surprising as well. Let's pull up the Giants inactives. We spent some time on the Jets inactive. So let's flip on over to the inactives for the New York Giants. I'm going to minimize your comment, Yoshi, but thanks for tossing that in there. Here you go. Giants inactives. Deion Jackson, Daniel Jones, Bobby McCain. You have Gervarius Owens, Evan Neal, Andrew Thomas, and Jordan Riley are your Giants inactives. The two that stand out, obviously, I think are the tackles. To me, those are the two obvious ones that stand out, and Daniel, of course, but that was expected. The Jets, like, I circle those two, and I know that Evan Neal's really struggled this year, but Andrew Thomas is rock solid. The Jets defensive line has to have a big day today. I think it just sets up too nicely for this defensive line to wreak some havoc on Tyrod Taylor. Although, Tyrod's given the Jets some trouble in his career. Vincent chimes in and has some thoughts on Tyrod Taylor. This is a good spot to start. Tyrod Taylor equals conservative offense. The Jets will have a field day out there. Look for 3+ turnovers by the Jets, as the Giants will try to force it as the game goes on. Go Jets. I like that level of optimism. I think they'll create a turnover or two. I don't know if like Tyrod's going to go out there and throw 3 picks. Maybe he does, but throughout his career, he's usually done a pretty good job of protecting the football. And I think it's going to be a heavy ground game for both teams. I hope that the Jets cause 3+ turnovers, but I think this is going to be a low scoring defensive battle. I've been saying all week, I've been on Jets 19, Giants 13 for most of the week. I think we're going to see a lot of field goals. I think with the weather, it's going to be a little sloppy, some defense, but yeah, it's I like this level of optimism. I hope the Jets win by multiple scores. That'd be great. Dave chimes in. We brought up the inactives here. I know I'm a little bit behind on these, but John Michael Schmitz is in. Neal and Thomas are out for this one. Jace B is all in on Xavier Gipson, saying Xavier Gipson breakout game today with no Randall Cobb. It seems like that is something that could be on the table. No Randall Cobb, no Mecole Hardman. So a ton of reps in the slot for Xavier Gipson. That should mean I would like to see Jason Brownlee out as a wide receiver as well, out wide with Allen Lazard. And I'll tell you the reason, and not that they're going to do it a ton. I would expect maybe only a handful of times, but that would be the best way to get Garrett Wilson inside in the slot, where we've seen him feast throughout his career. Just with the Jets personnel this season versus last season, they don't really have the personnel with no Corey Davis to plug in Garrett Wilson in the slot, because you had Randall Cobb, who essentially was serving as your third wide receiver, and Mecole Hardman and Xavier Gipson, guys like that. Like, those guys are pretty much exclusive slot receivers. So they haven't had the opportunity, let's say, to plug in Garrett Wilson in the slot as much as they probably would have liked to. But we'll see. We'll keep a close eye on that one. Oh, I love this picture the Jets just tweeted out of Mekhi Becton. I'm going to toss that up on the screen. And we'll get back to your questions. Excuse me. Big ticket. He's ready to go for Jets Giants. I love the necklace, him and his mom. Love that. Going to need a big day from Mekhi Becton. The Giants defensive lines played really, really well recently. And they've gotten a ton of pressure. And the Giants defense, look, you got to give them credit. Over the last 2 weeks, they've held the Buffalo Bills to 14 and Washington to 7. So they're going to come to play. I would imagine if I'm Nathaniel Hackett, and I know against the Eagles, I was telling a little bit of a different story. I wanted the Jets to be more aggressive and throw the ball, but you have to look at the defenses that you're going against. And against Philadelphia, that's one of the best run defenses in football. And they struggled a little bit against the pass, where the Giants defense, they've struggled against the run. They're letting up on average 5 yards per carry against on the season. Now, they've gotten a little bit better, as I mentioned, the last 2 weeks. And early on in the season, they were missing a ton of tackles, but still a ton of rushing yards against, a ton of rushing touchdowns against. Their yards per attempt, their yards per carry against is really tough. I think Breece Hall is getting somewhere close to 20 carries today. I really do. Michael Murphy chimes in. What's up? Hi, Matt. Is Jason Brownlee activated for today? I think he'd be a great fill-in for Cobb today. He is active today, so good news. Jason Brownlee is in. I'll pull up the inactives again as we are discussing Jason Brownlee on this one. I'm going to minimize your comment, Michael, but we are going to talk about it. And I just wanted to show on the screen the other inactives for today. Jason Brownlee is making his Jets debut. He's stylistically a little bit different than Randall Cobb. Cobb is a smaller receiver who, at his best, finds the open spaces in the zone from the slot, where Jason Brownlee is a much bigger receiver. He won't separate as well, although, Cobb at this point in his career isn't much of a separator, but he is a contested catch outside big receiver, going to go up and get the football. Like we saw a lot of his catches in the preseason and training camp were kind of jump ball situations, a 50-50 ball where he goes up and wins just because of his size and athletic ability. Brownlee, that is. And I think Xavier Gipson is going to be the one who is really the Cobb replacement in this game. But that doesn't mean that Brownlee can't see the field, specifically in the red zone where the Jets are dead last in red zone efficiency. It might behoove the Jets to get your bigger receivers in there who can go up and win a contested catch battle. Green and White Militia, what's going on, my friend? Thank you so much for hanging out with us and tossing in a comment. Jets D-line and our running game should eat. That is my hope as well, and I think that is absolutely something that could come into play in this game. I would expect to see a heavy dosage of Breece Hall, honestly. I think that's going to be the best case scenario for the New York Jets if they are using Breece Hall heavy and not asking Zach to do a whole lot. I don't think this is a game where Zach needs to throw the ball 35 times. 25 to 30, I think he lives. Chuck, he's a member of the channel. Appreciate you, Chuck. If you want to become a member of the channel, you get some emojis you could drop in the chat. You also, it's just a good way to, an additional way to help support me. It really means a lot. I appreciate you guys. He says, we will see more screen passes to Breece and the tight ends in this game due to the blitz from the Giants. I hope you are 100% right, Chuck. I would love to see that for the Jets. Breece Hall had a really nice catch and run against the Philadelphia Eagles last week. Took a check down like 20 to 25 yards. It makes too much sense, right? Like the Jets should use Breece Hall like the 49ers use Christian McCaffrey. I was watching in the game, I guess it was last week, right? Vikings and 49ers. And 49ers, they throw a little wheel route or a little like check down, a screen looking thing to Christian McCaffrey. He takes it and just gone. And we've seen Breece do that on the ground, right? Like he's just gets into space. He's so fast. He's, deceivingly quick, and he's just gone. And I think the Jets would be wise to use him more in the pass game that way. A game that jumps out is against the Miami Dolphins last year. He had a huge catch and run right down to the 1 yard line. So I think to me, that would absolutely be something that I would look to do. And the tight ends, Tyler Conklin, I've been in the past a little critical of Tyler Conklin with some drops and some inconsistencies. I like Tyler, but specifically over the last few weeks, he's looked much better. Maybe not against Philly, 3 catches for 24 yards, but before that, against Denver, it was 4 for 67, 4 for 58 against Kansas City. Against Dallas, he had 5 for 50. Like if he's going to give you somewhere around 50 to 60 receiving yards, that's going to play a major part on this, on this Jets offense. And I'm trying to see, he has 227 in 6 games. That is 227 divided by 6 over times 17. He's pacing out for 643 receiving yards from the tight end spot, which is pretty good. And also, by the way, I would love to get Jeremy Ruckert more involved as tight end too. He took a screen pass and busted for a first down. I keep saying last week. It's not last week. 2 weeks ago against Philadelphia. Yeah, GTA 4 man, I'm going to guess this is. Yeah, that's got to be GTA 4 man, right? They elevated Malik Taylor, right? Yes, they did. I would expect to see him not so much on the offensive side of the ball, but on special teams. There's no Irv Charles for this game. He's out with an injury. Justin Hardy's been out for a few weeks now, so they need Malik Taylor for special teams. That's why he was brought up and is activated. JT, what's going on, man? He says, let's go, Matt. Jets, Jets. Let's go. Things you just absolutely love to see. I am in on it. Nick H says, of course it's going to be raining, and Zach stinks in this kind of weather. Wasn't it raining against Philly a little bit? I don't know. I'm not going to be, I'm not right there. I'm not with you on that one. Yeah, DQ, we are excited about this one. Video of Aaron Rodgers throwing the rock around out there. He looks different. Here, we're going to pull this one up. It's just so interesting to see him out there tossing the ball around, dropping back a little bit. This isn't even the best video. The SNY has got a better video. We'll pull that one up. Yeah, here we go. Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball on the field. Zach Wilson's out there as well. Things you love to see. Look at that. Beautiful. John brings up a good comment. We'll talk about this as we watch some Aaron Rodgers tossing the rock around. Brownlee has good chemistry with Zach. That is 100% the case. Because if you remember, This is a long time ago now, but during the preseason and during training camp, Zach was running with the twos because Aaron Rodgers was there, and Jason Brownlee was running with the twos. And a lot of the big plays that Jason Brownlee had were throws from Zach Wilson. So that is 100% the case. Maybe we do get to see some Jason Brownlee. I hope we do. Here's one of those electric catches. This is what he could do. He can go up and get the football. That's over Craig James. We can watch that again. Who's throwing? And that's a ball from guess who? Zach Wilson. He puts it up, and his guy goes up and catches the football. And there's plenty of other ones. That wasn't the only big play. Oh no! Here, look. There's my tweet with Jason Brownlee. It's all going to be the same play over and over again, right? But there is another one. Here we go. This one's from Rodgers. He was wide open on that one. Yeah, I'm excited for Jason Brownlee today. I hope he gets on the field. Peter says, "Is it raining up there? It won't matter. We're mutters." I believe it is raining right now up in MetLife Stadium. Let's see, East Rutherford, New Jersey weather. Yeah, we'll look at the hourly. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're looking at the hourly forecast. We got light rain, and it looks like it's going to be cloudy and light rain throughout the game today. From here, let me minimize you so it brings me down. Yeah, these are the hours in the low to mid 50s with about 24% chance of rain at kickoff, winds up to 10 miles an hour, and then throughout the game 65-45% chance of rain. So I think, again, I've talked about it a lot this week, and I think it's going to be a really big Breece Hall day. That would be my guess. This is Chuck. Perfect. Breece should get 100 plus yards today. I agree. I'm with you there. Hope it's not 2015 Tyrod. Me neither, dude. 2015 Tyrod is a pain in the ass for those Jets teams. He really was. He could still play a little bit. Again, the Giants offense has looked the best with Tyrod Taylor. Henry wants to know, is Wes Schweitzer replacing Joe Tippmann? Yes, Wes Schweitzer is starting at right guard. So your offensive line from left to right, you have Mekhi Becton at left tackle, Laken Tomlinson at left guard. Center, you have Connor McGovern. Right guard, Wes Schweitzer, Max Mitchell at right tackle. Right side of the line is a little bit concerning, I would say, in this one. Schweitzer had some rough moments against just an elite level defensive line. So you take that with a grain of salt, right? But even still, the interior that the Giants have on that defensive line is really impressive. With Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence in the middle, that's about as good of a 1-2 punch as you could have on the interior of a defensive line. So that is absolutely something the Jets need to be watching out for. And it's going to be a really tough ask for Schweitzer in this game. Indy Jets. Matt, is the game we have the lead from? Is this the game we have the lead from start to finish? I hope, but I don't think this is going to turn into some crazy blowout game. I hope it does. That would be a lot more comfortable to watch a game where the Jets run away with it. I don't think that's going to be the case. I've been on a low scoring defensive battle throughout the entire week. I think it's going to be a 19-13 game, back and forth. Not a lot of scoring on either side. Defense is doing it. The run game's doing it. Hopefully the Jets get out to their lead, but it's I think they're going to be fine. I think they end up with the win, but I don't know if it's going to be the game where they go up 7-0 and don't look back. I hope so. That'd be great. The Jets have not had a game like that in any of their 3 wins. Right? You go back to Buffalo in week 1, come back. Philadelphia, you had to come back, and you kind of let Denver hanging around way too long in that one, and it took forever for them to get the lead, right? Oh, Peter says Tyler Conklin might get 100 this game. I don't know. SG31 wants to know Dalvin Cook yards per carry today. Well, he's averaging 2.5 on the season. I'll say he gets 4 carries for 15 yards. So just under 4 yards a carry, which is kind of gross. But I think we see a couple second down, 2-yard runs, which is going to get me very, very upset. Very upset, but is definitely something that I could see happening in this one. This is true. Matt Curtis chimes in and says Malik Taylor also had a big play with Zach in the preseason. Yeah, courtesy of Aaron Rodgers. Remember? Throw it to Malik. Hit him deep. And he was right. It was a big play. Things you absolutely love to see. Zach chimes in. Thank you. Zach says he lives 5 minutes away from the stadium. It was raining half an hour ago, but it stopped right now. That's good. I'm glad that it stopped. Hopefully it remains stopped throughout the game, but I think it's going to be one of those games where it's, on and off throughout, showers throughout. Ooh, I like this one from Damien. Says Brees to get 2 touchdowns today, including a long one. Yeah, he's due to pop one off, right? He had that long run against Denver, had a couple long runs against the Buffalo Bills in week 1. I would love to see like a 50+ yard touchdown run. Brees Hall, breaks through and is scampering down the sideline for a long touchdown run. MetLife's going nuts. The guys in green in MetLife going nuts. Things you love to see. Things you absolutely love to see. Brees Lightning down the sideline. Prestige wants to know, can we see a first quarter touchdown? Plus, can we just see the Jets make this game somewhat comfortable to watch? I'm tired of having heart attacks every week. Yeah, it feels like that's the case, right? Like every single week, it's always a game where the Jets are just in it the whole way. It's a back and forth action. It could be frustrating at times, right? It would be nice to have a comfortable lead. It would be nice to have a comfortable lead. We're approaching the half-hour mark, so for the second half of the show, I'll drop in the link to join if you guys want to join. I'll pin it as well. Call in line, bang, coming in. I'll wait for it to come through on the YouTube side so that we could pin the message. And if you want to join the show and talk some New York Jets football, you're more than welcome to do it. Jigaman Porto, make sure to follow along with his stuff. He does really quality content. I really enjoy. I've been on his show a couple times now. Love going on with Jigaman Porto. Maddie, let's go Jets. Let's go. Hopefully it's a New York Jets win. I hope we are talking about a Jets win when it's all said and done. I love it. Let's go to the call-in lines. We got Doug on the couch. Let's start it with Doug. What's going on, my man? How are you?
Not much. I have a groundbreaking breakdown for the Jets to win the game. They need to score more points than the Giants to win the game.
I love it. This is the hard-hitting analysis we love coming on the program. Thank you, Doug.
I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure that's how you win football games. You score more points than the others, and then if they do that, they'll win the game. That's my analysis for the game today. But no, I feel good. Like, I think this weather, you can't go expecting a win. You're not going to, the Jets, I don't think they're going to take anyone lightly. They're not in a position to do that. But this weather and everything, it just plays all into the Jets' hands. Brees, a level long touchdown for him. I just want, what I would like? An easy win. We don't get a lot of those. We don't get easy games. Like the only easy win last year was the Bears game. It was a nice, easy game to watch. I like having those when by the second half you're just enjoying football. And, it was similar weather too. So it will go hand in hand if the easy games or just bad weather games. I just want an easy football game to watch. I don't think that's too much to ask for as a football fan.
No, it's really not. You would think that, every once in a while you should be able to go up and hold on to the game. Not every single game is you're living and dying on every single play. It's tough to go through like that. But I'm with. Do you have a score prediction for today's game? Anything like that?
28-17 Jets.
I love it.
But like it's a late touchdown by the Giants, maybe. So like it's maybe like 28-10 the entire game, and the Jets just give up a garbage time touchdown.
Okay. Yeah, I could get in on that. I think it's going to be a tight, lower scoring one, but I would much rather see a game where the Jets are putting up 28.
Why can't it be like, say, 21-0 at halftime, and then just the Jets are just running the ball the entire half, and then the Giants get a couple like garbage time touchdowns or something? Like I don't think that's and today the Jets will get a roughing the passer call in their favor. Today is today. Today is today. It's gonna happen. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but like I think it's gonna happen today. It's got to end eventually, and like I think like Zach's just gonna get wailed on the head by what's his name, Jihad Ward, and then the Giants are gonna end up getting a roughing the passer call, and the Jets are gonna get one in their favor, which would be nice. But again, the main thing, I just want an easy Sunday afternoon. I'll have Red Zone. I'm out of market, unfortunately, so it's a final stream for it, which sucks. But I'll have Red Zone on the other TVs. I just want a nice, easy football game to watch. I don't know that's too much to ask for as a Jets fan, but apparently it is.
I love it. Doug, thank you so much for joining me today. Enjoy the game, my friend.
You too. You too.
All right. Love it. Thank you to Doug. JJ, the jet plane wants to know over under 34.5 points. I honestly like the under, and I know that's a really low number, but 19, 13, 17, 14, 20, 10. Like I don't, until proven otherwise, I don't think the Jets are built to run up the score on anybody. I hope that changes in the second half of their season. As Doug said, it would be a lot of fun to watch a game that's out of hand, but the Giants offense absolutely stinks. In one of their best showings on the season, right? The last week is probably their best offensive game outside of the crazy comeback against Arizona. They put up 14 points. So I think whichever team gets to 20 first wins the game. Let's see. Oh, okay. King Blaze. I like this one. He says, Garrett Wilson, 80 plus yards, 1 touchdown. Sign me up for that. It would be nice to get Zach Wilson throwing the ball into the end zone. I know that he's managed the game better recently. I want to pull up Zach's numbers. We'll take a look at that. We'll share this screen in a second. Because he has the last 3 games has looked better, as we know. The best game came against the Kansas City Chiefs 3 weeks ago. Here, let's roll this up. These are Zach Wilson's numbers this season. He hasn't gotten the ball, a passing touchdown in the last 2 weeks, but 173.1 completion percentage, 199 yards. The interception, I don't really kill him on that one. And then he was very game manager-like against Philadelphia, 19 of 33 for 186 yards, no touchdowns and a pick. It'd be nice, even if it's just 1 touchdown, no interceptions today, and a little over 200 yards. That's the next goal. He's got to start getting the ball in the end zone, especially in the red zone where they are absolutely atrocious. By the way, we'll do that. I'll pull up the red zone numbers because if you guys want a nice little purge before the game starts today, red zone efficiency in the NFL, the Jets are dead last, which is again really unfortunate. But okay, here we go. Here is and thank you, King Blaze, for the comment. Miami leads the way with 77.78%. So that's how often they are getting touchdowns in the red zone. The Jets all the way down 29.41%. The Giants are 33.3. So a third of the time the Giants are getting the ball into the end zone in the red zone. The Jets are less than that, 29%. League average is 54%. Shows how far off they are there. That needs to improve. They need to start converting a little bit because the red zone offense is just downright abysmal. That's unacceptable. John wants to know if anyone can share a streaming site. So drop in the comments or the chat down below. You guys know what to do. Help our guy out, John, out. I appreciate it. How are the Giants corners? Their rookie Deonte Banks has been pretty good. He was someone that I liked coming out of the draft. They were able to land him later in the first round. I really like him. And Adoree Jackson's back this week. So I think they're going to be solid. That's not, I wouldn't say like it's the strength of that defense. To me, the strength of their defense is the defensive line, similar to the Jets, but the Jets corners are better than the Giants. And that's no disrespect to either of those guys. I think, they're solid. It's definitely not a weak cornerback room, but for me, I think it's a potential opportunity for Garrett Wilson to have a nice game in this one. Yeah, that's what Margaret says. Banks is doing fine. Absolutely. Matt chimes in and says, psyched to beat the Giants today, but has anyone seen Hurts score that touchdown last game? Nope. The screw job is always in. Also on the one roughing the passer call in our favor this season. Thanks, go Jets. Matt, that should not be too much to ask for, but unfortunately, you just know in this game something silly is going to happen where you can't, for just whatever reason, right? Like the refs are going to involve themselves, or there's going to be a missed roughing the passer call, or some weird play where it's like, is it a touchdown? Is it not a touchdown? Yeah, it's just isn't that always frustrating that they seem to somehow, some way involve themselves in these games every single week, and specifically against the Jets. Yeah, so Connor Hughes, let's pull this tweet up. It's the same video we've seen from SNY throughout the show, but he shares some insight saying Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles September 11th, is doing dropbacks on October 29th. He'll be back before the season ends. I agree. I agree with Connor Hughes. I do think we see Aaron Rodgers back at some point before the season comes to a close. Oh, you guys dropped there's a lot of good pirated streaming sources in here. Look at you guys go. Thank you for helping out our guy. Brandon chimes in, a good chunk of the red zone problems are play calling, run, third and long pass over and over again. Just doesn't get the job done. Brandon, there's a lot, in my opinion, that goes into the Jets' red zone struggles. That is definitely a part of it. I think they need to be more aggressive in the red zone. They also take way too many penalties when they get in the red zone, and they set themselves up in these absolutely awful situations where, whether it's a holding or the Allen Lazard one from last week, against Philadelphia, that's another great example of the referees involving themselves. But self-inflicted wounds are a big part, and some of it's on Zach Wilson too. He needs to see the field a little bit better. Sometimes guys are open, and you do have an opportunity where you are seeing players who are schemed open, but it's a mix of, to me, those are the three biggest things. Self-inflicted wounds, number one. Number two is the red zone play calling, and then number three is Zach Wilson just needing to be a little bit better as well. It's frustrating, but it's not all Zach. I'm not saying it's all Zach, because you look at last year's team, they struggled in the red zone too, even with Mike White. A game against Minnesota jumps out as a game where they kept getting down to the red zone and kept having to settle for three. And, that was extremely frustrating to say. Let's go. We got another call in on the line. We're going to go out to Jake. What's going on, Jake? How are you?
Yo, what's going on? I'm calling from Montreal. I just want to get some good energy. We're going to fucking kick their fucking ass today. Fuck these motherfuckers. I got Brees Hall for 2 tutties.
Okay.
I got Zach for, 1 touchdown. He's going to break the ice. And, I just want to call, get some good energy. J-E-T-S, Jets.
Let's go. Jake, you got a score prediction in this game, and then we'll let you go.
Score prediction, I got the Jets 31. I got the Giants 10. We're going to kick their fucking ass. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Jake, thank you so much for calling in today. Go Jets, baby.
Have a good one.
I love the positive energy. He thinks a blowout is coming. I hope a blowout comes in this game. That'd be nice. Andrew says 3rd and 20 way too often. Yeah, they're going back to the self-inflicted wounds, right? Way too many times, my man. It's like, oh, man, there's a holding, a false start, illegal formation, guy goes down, offensive lineman downfield on a screen pass, like all stupid things. It's, things that should be avoidable. And the Jets, honestly, when you look at teams, penalized teams, they're not towards the highest in that NFL team penalties. That's what I want to say. In the penalties per game, the Jets are here. We got to flip it the other way. So Dallas has the most penalties per game. I want to share this tab instead. So Dallas is 7.7 penalties per game. The Jets are 5.8, which is 8th best in the NFL. Jacksonville least penalized team at 4.7, but the Jets at 5.8 are a top 10 team in penalties. It's just in the spots that they take them, unfortunately, is the frustrating part. Adams dropped some of his predictions. I love it. Let's go. Jets over 2.5 touchdowns. Tyrod over half an interception. Jets winning outright. Okay. I like that. I would absolutely sign up for it. I have a hard time believing the Jets are going to get 3 touchdowns. Have they gotten 3 touchdowns in a game yet this year? Let's see. Against Denver, they did not, right? It was just the Breece Hall touchdown and then a ton of there was a defensive touchdown. So that would be a welcome change. Sign me up, Adam. That'd be a much welcome change. NY Jets, Florida thinks Dalvin Cook could go off too. Giants letting up 5 yards per carry. I don't know if he's going to get the touches to do it, but sure, why not? Increase his trade value. That would be something that you absolutely love to see. I'm all in on that. Just Jake, he says Devontae trade incoming. Really? Has there been something different that he said today versus in the past? Because it does seem like I as of earlier this week, he's talking about how he misses Aaron Rodgers, and it just seems like a bad spot. I don't think a trade in season is coming. Maybe after the season they could make a trade for Devontae Adams. I don't think he gets moved in season, but that'd be fun. Yeah, I hope that's not the case. I don't want to go in green bean land. I don't want to get demonetized. I don't. I think we should be fine. You know what's worse is if you accidentally show something that the NFL has, they'll hit you with a copyright strike. That I think that is worse than the cursing is the copyright strikes. That's how they get you. Justin says 45 more minutes. Absolutely. We're going to hang out for about 15 more minutes because at 12:30, Green Bean is going live over on his channel for his watch along. Make sure to tune into that. I will be joining with Ryan at halftime. I am excited for that one. And the only thing, next week, there will be no pregame stream from me, and there will be no Green Bean live stream during the game because we'll be at the game. Me, Ryan, Green Bean, the 3 of us. We're doing a group outing for Jets Chargers on Monday Night Football. We're teaming up with Tailgate Joe before the game for the tailgate. Pregame experience as well, getting on the field and hopefully watching the Jets kick some ass on Monday Night Football. I'm so excited for that. We've been talking about it for a really, really long time. And the fact that, it's 8 days away now is really exciting. It really is. I cannot wait. Got to get through this one first, but I'm amped up. I don't want to look ahead too much, but I am amped up for that one. Jack, great question. How do you do super chats? There, if you're watching, when you're putting in the chat, there should be a little square with a money sign on the inside. And if you would like to send in a super chat, you guys don't have to. I appreciate all the support. But if that's how you would like to, if that's something that you would like to do, there is a little rectangle with a dollar sign that you can click on and send in a chat or get a membership, something like that. Dom C's hanging out with us. Dom C, what is going on? He says, Cook is here to stay for the year. Carl Lawson, on the other hand, is as good as gone. I'm kind of with Dom on this one. I agree with you, my friend. I think Cook does end up sticking just by how Robert Saleh has spoken about him and how it feels like the Jets aren't ready to play Izzy Abanikanda yet. Carl Lawson, he's inactive. This is not the first time he's been inactive, right? It just feels like that this one is he's gonna get moved within the next day or so. Tuesday is the trade deadline. But who knows? Maybe even Monday something happens. Is this on CBS? Good question. I want to say yes. Usually the road team, let's see. It's Giants. I believe it's on CBS. Yes, it is on CBS. Confirmed CBS. I much rather, he says, please on CBS. I much rather it on CBS than on Fox. It feels weird when it's a Fox game. Like the Jets Eagles last week was a Fox game, or 2 weeks ago. Damn it, I keep doing that. But yeah, it's absolutely. I love the CBS games so much more, so much better. Jack chimes in. Thank you for making my commute easier on the super chat. Jack, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for supporting the channel. It really means a lot. I love that I get to do this every single day with you guys. It's the best. Oh, who should I start? Ayuk or Olave? I lean Ayuk of those two. And then he follows it up with it's Tiki. Unfortunately, former Giant Tiki Barber is on the call today, which things are going to lean that way. But may I remind you, the last time he was on a call for the New York Jets was in Denver, and they won that game. So I'm gonna choose to look at the positive of this with Tiki Barber being on the call and the Jets winning. So that's the direction that I'm gonna go. We're gonna go back to the call-in lines. Let's bring up our friend Daniel Murphy. Daniel, what's going on, my man?
Hey, Matt, how we doing today?
Doing good. I love that you put in not the former Met, just in case we were confused.
Just in case there's any confusion. Yes, absolutely. I mean, we're close, but not, Anyway, so how about Aaron out there, man?
Oh, I love it.
Planting, driving, putting a little spin on that ball. Man, that's every time he steps on that field, I just 6 to midnight, man. I'm down for it.
Yeah, so you think he makes a comeback this year? I feel like every time he gets back out there on the field, I believe more and more that he's actually going to come back and play this season.
I keep trying to temper my expectations, but deep down, I really do. I
Right?
really, yeah. And I don't not just the playoffs. Like I can see week 17, 18, him coming back. Like I mean, what's left? He's planning and driving already. Obviously, he's got to be able to run a little bit and stuff too. But I mean, it's not even November yet.
That's so crazy.
It's nuts. So, okay, give them all in November to learn how to run and cut and, make sure everything's good to go. And then I'd say sometime mid to late December, he'll be back.
Yeah, I'm with you. The most important thing, too, like we're all excited about a potential Rodgers return. I agree with you. I think probably the Washington game on Christmas Eve is the one that I think is a good one where he could potentially make his return. The Jets got to just stay in it, man. It was Zach and the rest of this team. They got to continue to do their job because there's no point of bringing Rodgers back if you're 4-8 or whatever through your first 12 games. So it starts today. Got to get back in the win column again.
Yeah, it's just like Salah says, keep the main thing, right?
Amen. Absolutely.
And so yeah, that was really all I just wanted to bring up is just talk a little bit about Rodgers getting us all fired up, getting that blood pumping a little bit. But I'll just end with this: JETS, Jets.
There we go, Daniel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Enjoy the game, my friend.
You too, Matt.
Love it. Good stuff. Thank you, Daniel. Not the former Met calling in. A couple super chats to hop into. Tron, thank you so much. I don't see a comment attached to it, but you've been hanging out with us today, and that is much appreciated. Thank you so much. TJ comes in. Jet Life Stadium, baby. Time to send the burger flippers home unhappy. Oh, yes. Evan Neal, unfortunately, not playing in this game. Kind of would like the turnstile out there a little bit to go against Bryce Huff. That would be a tough matchup, but even still, without Evan Neal, no Andrew Thomas. That's really the big loss for that Giants offensive line. I don't know what the Jets offense is going to be today, right? Like I'm imagining they're going to lean on Breece Hall in this game. That would be my game plan. We know that they've had their struggles this year, and even if they struggle today, this Jets defensive line, there's no excuse. They have to have a monster game. Have to have a monster game in this one because things just are setting up way too well for them not to. Bryce Huff continues to get a bigger role. He can week over week. It was 7 pressures against Kansas City, 8 against Denver, 9 against Philadelphia. We're going to go for 10 today, double digits against this Giants offensive line. And then how about welcome back, John Michael Schmitz, rookie. I liked JMS a ton in this draft. I think he's going to be a good player, but you miss some time. Okay, welcome back to the NFL. You got to deal with Quinnen Williams and Quentin Jefferson, who's sneaky been really good. And, the rotation that the Jets love to put out there. It's a tough matchup for this Giants offensive line. So, you know what? I think the Jets defensive line has a good day today. I really do. Tony Alexio, what's going on, man? Is Cedric Ogbuye going to play right tackle? He played well against Von Miller last year. He did, not this week. I think that's kind of in case of emergency kind of thing, that they could bring him back and plug him in. But Max Mitchell, all things considered, I think has been okay since coming in that game against Denver a few weeks ago, and hopefully continues to grow and, play well. He's now practicing next to Wes Schweitzer. They're getting the reps together. Tough matchup today. It's definitely a tough matchup today. So hopefully, again, fingers crossed, hopefully he's able to hold it up today. The right side of the line does make me a little bit nervous with Max Mitchell and Schweitzer. The left side's been much, much, much better. Mekhi Becton's coming into his own after a couple weeks. The first 2 weeks, I think, the Laken Tomlinson struggled, but then he's played good football the last few weeks, so we got to give him some credit. And Connor McGovern's kind of just held down the fort. Mr. McMoney says Giants stink. Thanks for the content, Matt. Mr. McMoney, thank you for your support. Again, it really means a lot, guys. Hopefully we are all happy. Post-game videos, smiles, and we're talking about a New York Jets win to improve to over 500. How about that? Allowed to be over 500, 4-3, back in the mix. All excited about a game against the Chargers in prime time after that. Jets just tweeted this one out, wanted to pull it up. Have a day, Zach Wilson. I love that zip, or that quarter zip with the hood. I need to get me one of those. No headband, which is a plus. Zach's having a good hair day, too. Look good, play good. Zach Wilson looks good today. Have a good day, Zach. I don't expect him to come out and throw the ball 35 plus times in this game, but can we get 25 to 32 passing attempts? Completion percentage around 65% or better. No turnovers. Maybe get in the end zone a time or two. Can we get 2 passing touchdowns and no picks? And 200 plus yards? Sign me the hell up for that. That'd have us feeling pretty confident and pretty good. Because next week, I don't want to look too far ahead, but the defenses ease up a little bit at points in the next coming games. This is a tough defense that's played better recently. Still struggle against the run, and I think they'll probably lean on the run a little bit more today. But Zach looks good. Go out and play good today. Jack Talks Jets says we are wearing all white today. Yes, the white on the white. That is my favorite Jets uniform combination. I love the throwbacks, which that is a white on white as well. So that's probably my favorite look. But I am pro white jersey, white pants. I hate with a passion the green pants. I don't like the white on green. I hate the green on green. That's my least favorite uniform combination they have. The white on black, what they wore last year, I thought was okay. Some fans loved them because of how well they played when they wore those. And they're definitely not bad. It's an improvement over the white with the green, but my favorite's the white on the white. I think it's a crisp look. I wish it was the Jets legacy uniforms against the Giants throwbacks, though, because that would have been a pristine look. RA chimes in. I think if we play a lot of 2 tight end sets, it will help the run, and we could definitely throw to the tight ends. Dude, you're preaching to the choir on that one. I love getting multiple tight ends on the field, especially with the Jets wide receiver core right now. And I'm a big fan of Rucker, big fan of what Tyler Conklin's doing this year. Help set up the run game, play action pass. We know Zach is good off the play action. How about Tyler Conklin or Jeremy Rucker to score a touchdown today. How about that? What about black? I do like the black on black as well. That is a good combination. JT chimes in. 26 to 33, 235, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Wow. 26 to 33 is what's the 78.8% completion. Oh baby. That would probably be his best game as a pro. Throw out Kansas City, which was a 71.8 completion percentage, 245, 2 touchdowns, no picks. That would be the new best game as a pro for Zach Wilson if he does that. I'm in on that. Okay, it's time to get back to the phone lines. Once again, we're going to go to our friend Johnny. What's going on, Johnny? How are you?
Hey, Matt, what's going on, man? Long Island in the building, bro. What's up, dude?
Let's go. What's going on? What do you think for this game?
34-9. We blow the bricks off of the Giants, man. Dude, who's starting for them? Like,
yeah, they're missing a lot of bodies.
You know, and then I haven't seen anything, but is Thibodeau out? Did they say, or is he playing?
He is not inactive, so I would imagine he's going to play today.
And he has a bum knee too. So let's see. I mean, dude, it's just going to be a massacre today, man. And I think this is just going to be the game for us to continue to keep having that win streak that we're going to have. We have to win the next 3 games. Yep. It is a must because, I mean, that Buffalo is a toss-up. I mean, because we're playing at Buffalo, you know, and then the Miami games we could split, but I still think that we have at least 12 wins for the season, bro. So, like, I think we're going to win the division, man. I just got this feeling, bro. They're playing, and then Cinderella story, freaking Aaron Rodgers comes in and, but doesn't take us to the full promised land yet. We get a tease, and we're in the divisional round. And
I'll take that. Sign me the hell up for as long as they just break the streak of not making the playoffs. Even if that ends, sign me up for that. I think all Jet fans would take it.
Yeah, I'm somebody that just wants the playoff drought to stop and be there and have meaningful games in December as well. So it'll be a good game because a lot of people were saying that Tyrod destroys the Jets, and I remember the last time we played him, we knocked him out of the game, and he was not having a good game against us. That was the whole Baker Mayfield game that he came in and just ended up destroying us and all that as well. So, I mean, what's your take? What's your prediction for today? Or are you saving that for later?
Yeah, so no, I've been on. I think the Jets win. I'm on a lower scoring game. I have it 19-13. I hope it's 34-9. That'd be unbelievable. Sign me up for that. I just think the Giants defense has been playing a little bit better the last couple of weeks, but man, I think you run the ball a lot with Breece Hall in this game, weather-wise, and the Giants have really struggled against the run. So I think we're going to get to see a lot of Breece in this one.
Dude, my hot take is because the Giants defense blitz so much and they play a lot of man. And, I mean, Zach's big games have always been against man defenses. Right? He throws for 300 yards, 2 tutties, Breece, 2 tutties, and then Greg Zuerlein does 2 field goals, and that's how we get the 34-9 score right there. So
I love it, Johnny. Well, make sure to enjoy the game today, and I appreciate you calling in and checking in. Love the positivity as always, my friend.
Always, man. Jets, baby. Jets. Let's go.
I love it. Thank you to Johnny for checking in. We're going to go to Abe calling in from his car. Abe, what's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, what's up, man?
You're muted.
I think my first
there we go.
morning, actually, but how you doing? Can you hear me?
I got you. How are you, my friend?
Okay, I'm good doing. I'm just right now. I'm just super tired for the game to start, but yeah, super. It's like I live in the county, so that's like across the from Worcester, if you know. I'm technically on the New Jersey side, so I'm like, you just go down to New Jersey, and then my MetLife is only like 40 or so minutes for traffic. But just here at work, just waiting for the game to start, so like bad time. But I'm really excited. I hope it's a good game today. It wasn't like too bad yet. Season I had a really bad beat at on the Bills on Thursday. That was play again. It was kind of, I don't know. It was just nice to not be like super stressed out last week with no football, but you know, I don't know. I really do miss it. Even years that were, you know, where we weren't that good, I still do miss seeing, like, you know, seeing our boys, like seeing the boys play, like even on the bye weeks. But yeah, just hoping for a good game today. Hope we can shut up some annoying Giants fans. Me personally, I don't have anything against the Giants. I think like Garrett said, like out the Giants, like when they're not playing the Jets. I'm a big New York guy. You know, New York.
Abe, I'm sorry. I got to let you go. I tried to let it come back and see if it would stable out for you. You were breaking up on the call. It was a little robot voice, but I appreciate you checking in from the car. That's tough. I've been there, done that. I was hoping to see if it would stabilize, but yeah, that's hopefully the Jets got the win. Hopefully the Jets win for you so you win some bets in there. I was able to make that out. I know you have a bet in. All right, we got time for a couple more comments in the chat before we hand it off to Green Bean. I appreciate you guys hanging with me. We're gonna go over to Green Bean on his channel later today. I'm excited to hop on at halftime. He is on with Jeremy usually for these streams, so should be a good one. Yeah, I got to learn to have a quicker trigger figure, I think, but I was hoping that it would ease out for him. Zach wants to know thoughts on the Jets shutout today. I would absolutely take it. I would love for them to do it, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I'm going to say 19-13. I'm going to stick with it. Abe, yes, sorry about that, man. I tried to stick it out with you. It was getting a little rough there at the end, but I appreciate you hanging out with us. Sorry about work, but hopefully you just get that W for today. Abe, I appreciate you. All right. New York Jets, New York Giants, the Battle of New York. We are confident that the Jets are going to get a win today. Take care of business, get to 4-3, take care of business against the Chargers the week after, take care of business against the Raiders, set yourself up for a nice spot against two divisional opponents. It all starts today. Don't look past this team. Go out there, do your job, run the football, play good defense. Zach Wilson, don't turn the ball over. Those are the three keys for the Jets to get a win today. Thank you so much. I am Matt O'Leary. Thank you for hanging out with me. Post-game coverage at the end of the game. Enjoy. Jets. Jets.